At 1:18 a.m. on March 3, 2020, Phoenix police received a 911 call from a woman whispering, "He's in the house." The call lasted 1 minute and 42 seconds. It was logged, archived, and later released to the public. But when forensic analysts re-examined the recording months later, they discovered something chilling. 17 seconds were missing from the middle of the call. And those 17 seconds may have been the only moment she said her killer's name. Her name was Rachel Turner, 29 years old, emergency room nurse, recently engaged. She lived alone in a small townhouse in North Phoenix. Friends described her as practical, steady under pressure, someone who stayed calm even during trauma shifts. She had moved into the townhouse 8 months earlier after ending a long-term relationship with her ex-boyfriend, Marcus Reed. Marcus was 32, worked in private security, physically imposing but outwardly controlled. According to friends, their breakup had been tense but quiet. Rachel never filed a restraining order, but she did change her locks. On the night of March 3rd, Rachel returned home from her shift at 11:35 p.m. She texted her fiancé at 12:02 a.m. Long night, going to sleep. That was the last outgoing message from her phone. At 1:18 a.m., she dialed 911. The publicly released recording begins with heavy breathing. The dispatcher asks what the emergency is. Rachel whispers, "I think someone's in my house." The dispatcher instructs her to stay on the line and hide. Rachel says she's in her bedroom closet. You can hear faint floor creaks in the background, a door opening. The dispatcher repeatedly asks for the intruder's name if she knows who it is. Rachel begins to respond. Then, silence. The next audible part resumes with Rachel gasping and saying, "He's here." Then the line disconnects. Officers arrived 6 minutes later. The front door showed no forced entry. Windows locked. The bedroom closet door was slightly ajar. Rachel was found unresponsive on the bedroom floor. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as manual strangulation. There were no signs of theft, no sexual assault, no random burglary indicators, which meant this was personal. Marcus Reed was brought in for questioning within hours. He claimed he was home all night. Phone data placed him near his apartment across town. Surveillance footage from a convenience store showed him purchasing energy drinks at 12:41 a.m. He appeared calm, cooperative, but one detail felt wrong. Rachel's security system logs showed the alarm had been disarmed at 1:05 a.m. using the correct entry code. Only 2 people knew that code: Rachel and Marcus. When detectives asked Marcus about the security code, he hesitated, just briefly, before saying he didn't remember it. Phone tower analysis later revealed Marcus's phone briefly disconnected from network coverage between 12:58 a.m. and 1:22 a.m., exactly during the window of the 911 call. He claimed it was a signal glitch. The investigation stalled until a digital forensic specialist reviewing archived dispatch recordings noticed an anomaly. The 911 audio file metadata showed a break in waveform continuity at 1:19:34 a.m., exactly 17 seconds missing. Dispatch systems automatically record without manual editing, but this file showed signs of compression splicing, as if someone had trimmed a segment and resaved the file. Internal audit revealed the file had been accessed 3 days after the murder by a junior technician assigned to archive calls. That technician, Kevin Morales, admitted he had cleaned up background noise for clarity. But forensic restoration revealed something extraordinary. The original backup file still existed on a server cache. When restored, the 17 missing seconds were audible. In that gap, Rachel whispered something distinct. She said, "Marcus, please," followed by the sound of footsteps accelerating. Marcus was rearrested immediately. Under interrogation, his demeanor changed. He admitted going to Rachel's house that night, but claimed she invited him to talk. He said the argument escalated. Behavioral analysts later explained his pattern: control after rejection. Marcus had lost authority in the relationship. Rachel moved on, got engaged, changed locks. For personalities driven by dominance, rejection can feel like humiliation. The security code had never changed. Marcus didn't break in, he walked in. Rachel recognized him instantly. That's why she whispered his name. The missing 17 seconds weren't supernatural. They were human error, or worse, attempted incompetence. The technician who altered the file was later investigated, but cleared of malicious intent. He claimed he believed the section contained dead air. But in criminal investigations, silence can be evidence. Marcus Reed was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. During sentencing, the judge addressed Marcus directly. "You erased 17 seconds, but those seconds erased your freedom." Rachel's fiancé later said something that echoed deeply. She stayed calm for patients every night. She stayed calm on that call. But calm doesn't stop someone who refuses to accept no. Sometimes justice doesn't depend on what's heard. It depends on what was almost deleted. 17 seconds. That's all it took. If this case made you think about how small digital details can expose the truth, subscribe to The Hidden Truth. Because sometimes justice survives in the seconds people try to remove.